Hey, where's your wife at, bud? Where's your wife at?
She's down on the floor in that room.
These are 40-year-old Ashley Smylie and her 14-year-old daughter, Carly Gregg. Home security cameras capture them arriving home from school. From the outside, everything appears normal. But what Ashley doesn't realize, her life is about to take a horrifying turn for the worse. After brutally murdering her mom, Carly returns to the kitchen where she hides the gun from the cameras. But this is just the beginning of her evil plan, because just an hour later, her stepfather comes home, unaware that Carly has been waiting for him.
What's the location of your emergency?
What's on the Hey, where's your wife at, bud? Where's your wife at?
She's down on the floor in that room. She shot me in the neck. She ran into the backyard. I tried to follow her. She jumped the fence and ran.
In the quiet Rankin County, Mississippi, 14-year-old Carly Gregg lives with her 40-year-old mother, Ashley Smylie, and her stepfather, Heath Smylie. Carly is a friendly, bubbly kid and an excellent student.
And she was involved in a lot of extracurricular activities, had a lot of friends. She was just a very smart girl.
Her mom is a beloved teacher at the very school Carly goes to. Students and parents adore her. She's known for her warmth, patience, and the way she treats every child like her own. At home, Carly's stepfather, Heath Smylie, is just as caring. He's not her biological father, but the bond between them is strong, and he's always treated her like family. From the outside, it seems like Carly is living a picture-perfect life. But on March 19th, 2024, things take a disturbing turn for the worse when Rankin County dispatchers receive a terrifying 911 call. The caller on the line is Heath Smylie.
What's the location of your emergency?
I'm at 214. I don't know what happened. My wife is dead.
What's
someone tried to shoot me.
Your daughter tried to shoot you?
Yeah. She ran out shooting at me.
What's her name?
Carly Gregg.
Carly Gregg? Does she still have a gun on her?
I took it from her. She ran.
You took it from her and she ran?
Yes, sir. She was screaming something at me I couldn't understand. I locked the door. She's outside. I don't know what's going on.
How old is she?
14. Oh my God, she's killing her mom.
She what?
She's killing her mom.
She killed her mom? Where's the mom at?
Mom, and when I do this, she tried to kill me.
Where's the mom at? Sir. Sir. Okay, sir. Where's your wife?
She's dead on the floor of my stepdaughter's room.
First responders quickly arrive at the scene, where Heath Smylie opens the door for them.
Sheriff's office! Sheriff's office!
The moment first responders arrive, Heath is still connected to the 911 operator. As they open the door, they step inside and immediately ask about his wife's location. But instead of answering, Heath drops to the floor, overwhelmed. His breathing is fast, his body shaking. He's trying to steady himself, but the panic holds on tight.
Hey, I need you to talk to me. What is your son wearing?
She was in jeans and a grayish t-shirt. She's got short, brownish hair.
So, jeans, a gray t-shirt, short brown hair.
She ran into the backyard. I tried to follow her. She jumped the fence and ran. She shot me in the neck. It's okay.
Does she still have the gun?
It's on the kitchen counter. I think
The man tells the officers that his stepdaughter pulled the trigger on his wife, then turned the weapon on him. Luckily, he acted fast, wresting the gun from her hands before she could fire again. He says he placed the gun on the kitchen counter right after, and then she took off, fleeing the house.
He's great, but he's 10-2. It went through his shirt.
You got me right there.
Magnolia Place, they gave the son of it.
She went over the side back towards my vehicle. She might have looked around this way.
Might look back, going back towards the pond right there.
The officer heads over to the patrol car and grabs a fresh pair of gloves. He pauses for a moment, pulling out his notepad to jot down a few quick observations.
Carly Gregg? How old is she? 14.
She'll be 15 next month.
What is your name, sir?
Smylie.
Smylie? Okay.
As soon as the forensic experts get to the scene, an officer joins them and steps into the house to begin a fast-paced search through the area where the crime took place.
Hey, Tyler, the gun that's used is right there on the counter in the kitchen. No.
Nobody?
No.
She's still alive?
Yeah. She's in here.
Also, it was a juvenile on the other side waiting for her. What? Oh, that's what he has got his ass picked up? Yeah, I got him.
Sweet. Figure out where the fuck she's going. Now
This is Cops' case.
The sheriff's department begins a thorough sweep of the entire house, carefully checking every room, every drawer, and every corner, hoping to uncover anything that could point them toward the possible motive.
That's Mom. Yeah. No, Mom and Dad both got it.
Mom and Dad both what?
Got hit.
Okay. And
Dad's got her through and through in the shoulder. He's already in the ambulance.
So is it the 14-year-old?
Yeah, the 14-year-old.
Where is that?
Yeah, I found that out on Lake.
Yeah. It's 40 years old.
Officers are stunned by the scene inside the house. In Carly's bedroom, Ashley Smylie lies unresponsive, having been shot 3 times, bullets striking her face and chin. In the meantime, other officers continue their search for Carly. As one of them happens to be driving down a nearby road, out of the corner of his eye, he spots a young girl who matches Carly's description. He pulls over and steps out to speak with her. He asks if she has anything to do with the shooting. To his surprise, she quietly says yes. Wasting no time, the officer places her in handcuffs and guides her into the back of his patrol car. He then informs his colleagues, who quickly arrive.
I got her handcuffed. Wife's waiting. Look. Let me step out real quick for me. Alright. Hey, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move them around to the front of you, okay? I'm gonna move the handcuffs around to the front of you. Okay. Alright. Alright, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna swab your hands, okay? Right. Now, I'll ask you a bunch of questions, but obviously you fired with a pistol, correct?
The officers sprinkle a special powder over her hands, searching for traces that might reveal if she recently fired a gun, since the weapon used in the crime is, in fact, a firearm.
Alright, look, I need you to hold your hand out like this. I'm gonna do your right hand first, okay? That's your right hand. Just like that.
Swab up here.
What is this?
It's a GSR. It shows which hand did you shoot with.
Okay.
As the officers carry out their test, the girl nervously glances at them and asks about her stepdad. But the officers stay silent, unable to give her the answer she's hoping for.
All right, now so go ahead and all right.
Is my stepdad okay?
I don't know, baby. I can't talk to you about
Oh,
this.
here, I'm just...
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Please now. What?
She's then brought over to the police station, where she will be further questioned. The investigation kicks off as detectives begin combing through the crime scene. Right away, they notice something important. Several home security cameras are set up throughout the property. These cameras become their key to unlocking the truth. By going through the footage, they can see the full story unfold, almost like watching a live show. They scroll back to earlier in the day, the moment Carly and her mom, Ashley, returned from school. On camera, nothing seems out of the ordinary. The two walk inside calmly, and there's no sign of any argument. Ashley heads straight into the kitchen and then makes her way down the hall toward Carly's bedroom. Carly follows her for a second, checking on her mom, but then turns and steps into the backyard with her dogs. A few minutes later, Ashley returns to the kitchen and glances out the window. There, she sees Carly outside, happily playing with her pets. Everything looks peaceful, but the calm is only on the surface.
And then Carly comes back into the house, and if you can see from the security camera footage, Carly is walking very slowly, and she kind of turns in the direction of where we're told her bedroom is, where her mother is.
Carly silently walks down the hallway, heading straight for Ashley and Heath's bedroom. Once inside, she reaches over to her mother's side of the bed and carefully picks up a loaded firearm nearby. Surveillance footage soon captures her returning down the hallway, this time with the weapon tucked behind her back, hidden from sight. As she passes through the kitchen, she pauses for a moment, scanning the room to make sure her mother is not there. With steady steps, Carly then makes her way toward her own bedroom, where her mother is waiting, unaware of what's about to happen. Just moments after firing 3 shots at her mother, Carly walks into the kitchen and grabs the phone lying on the counter. Calmly, she opens a text and writes to her stepfather, posing as her mom. Her message is simple, asking when he plans to return. It's as if she's trying to lure him back, possibly with a dark plan in mind. His reply comes soon after. He tells her he'll be staying out a little longer and will head home later. Unknowingly, he may have just delayed a tragic fate.
And the fact that she was so manipulative in thinking to use the words, honey, when are you going to be home, to set up her stepfather, Heath, to arrive at the home, where apparently she planned to kill him as well.
Moments later, she sends another text, this time to a school friend, asking him to come over and look at her mom's lifeless body. Not stopping there, she video calls several classmates. Some of them, clearly shaken, ask if they should contact emergency services. But she firmly tells them no, saying that's not an option. Then, as if caught in a strange moment, she hums a short tune, just a few notes, before turning and heading into the room. After some time, a friend she had invited finally arrives at the house. Carly acts a bit strange. It's like she's excited. No one really knows why, but it seems she wants to prove something. Maybe to impress, maybe to brag.
She told her friend, she said, I put 3 in my mom. I've got 3 more for my stepdad. He's on his way home now. And so she told her friend to go out and hide in the backyard until her stepdad got home and she could finish the job with him.
Just 1 hour later, her stepfather walks through the door after a long day at work, completely unaware of the nightmare waiting for him inside. He steps out of the car and heads toward the front door, unaware of what's waiting inside. Meanwhile, Carly stands just behind the curtains, watching his every move. As soon as he walks through the doorway, Carly suddenly raises a weapon and tries to fire at him. Carly pulls the trigger and hits his shoulder, but he quickly grabs the gun from her hands. Without hesitating, she leaps over a nearby fence and bolts down the street. Her friend takes off right behind her, and every second of the action is caught on camera. the scene finally starts making sense to investigators. Carly is now in custody, and officers carefully search the house for any clue that could reveal the possible motive. Why would a girl like Carly, known for being respectful, kind, and a top student, suddenly try to harm the people who loved her? Her close friends begin to open up. Bit by bit, they share something that happened earlier that same day. Something unsettling. The detectives realize there might be more beneath the surface than anyone expected. And what they uncover begins to shift the entire investigation in a chilling new direction. According to those close to her, Ashley discovered that her daughter Carly has been secretly vaping and using marijuana on a regular basis. Surprisingly, Ashley didn't lash out in anger. She simply felt deeply let down. Some believe that Carly might have acted out after catching her mother going through her belongings, but that alone doesn't explain everything that follows. Detectives also discover a letter Carly wrote the year before. When read today, that note seems to carry subtle signs of emotional struggle, maybe even early signs of mental health issues. Carly Gregg's struggles seem rooted in a tense and emotionally draining relationship with her mother. From what Carly described, her home environment was filled with misunderstandings and emotional outbursts. She describes a moment one afternoon when her mother lashed out at her over what seemed like a small and possibly unconscious behavior. Later, when reflecting on the situation, Carly was harsh on herself. She worried that she came across as moody or uncaring, overthinking every word she had said. She mentioned feeling numb, filled with regret, sadness, and rage all at once. All of this suggests that Carly Gregg's mental health issues didn't appear out of nowhere. It's also worth mentioning that she tried to harm herself on multiple occasions. By the end of December 2023, Carly's mom and stepdad decided it was time to get her some help, so they brought her to therapy. At first, things seemed like they might get better. Then, in January 2024, her doctor puts her on medication to help with the anxiety and depression she's been struggling with. But after a while, Carly told the doctor that the pills don't feel right. Instead of helping, they left her feeling on edge, like she's always tense. Taking everything into account, Carly chooses not to accept the deal that's offered to her. Instead, she decides to face a jury in court. Deep down, she believes that if they hear her full story, how the medications affected her, they might truly understand what she's been through. Carly hopes the courtroom will give her a real chance to explain her side, and maybe even find some understanding. In the meantime, she's not granted bail. Even though she's underage, authorities send her to an adult detention center. Before the trial starts, the prosecution brings her a new plea deal that would send Carly away for the next 40 years.
All right, Miss Gregg, did you receive that recommendation of 40 years?
Yes, sir.
And it was your choice and your choice alone to reject that recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor.
She proceeds to trial. Count one, what's the potential sentence?
Life.
If the jury fails to affix the sentence at life, what's the sentencing range?
20 years to 40 years.
All right, and count two, what's the potential sentence?
Between 20 years and life.
After half a year of careful planning and investigation, the trial begins. Right from the start, the district attorney begins by sharing her opening remarks, explaining to the jury why she believes Carly Gregg must be held accountable.
Ladies and gentlemen, you'll hear testimony throughout the next few days during this case. You'll hear about some secret life that Carly lived. You'll hear that she was secretly cutting on her thigh using a knife. You'll hear that she secretly had burner phones her mom and stepdad didn't know about that she was using. You'll hear that she had secret weed vape pens and that she was secretly smoking those vape pens and getting high before going to school at times. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not why we're here, though.
Prosecutors emphasize Carly's clear intent and calculated actions leading up to the shooting. She knew exactly where the gun was, retrieved it, and deliberately kept it out of the camera's view. Afterwards, she even texted her father while pretending to be her mother, further proof that she had a fully formed plan in mind.
Almost immediately, upon Carly coming inside the house, that she walks straight to her parents' bedroom, that she goes straight to her mom's side of the bed and removes a .357 Magnum from under the mattress. She peeks her head around the kitchen to make sure that her mom hasn't come out of her bedroom. She walked with that .357 Magnum behind her back, walked in to her own bedroom, fired 3 shots into her mother.
On the other side, The defense builds its case around a single idea. Carly, just 14 years old, must be suffering from some kind of psychological disturbance, because nothing else explains what happened. From their point of view, there's no clear reason, no long-standing tension, no violent past that would suggest she planned this. They argue there's no record of abusive behavior, no history of conflict with her mother, and not a single police call that could support a story of growing danger. Instead, they paint a picture of a young girl whose mind suddenly broke. They claim it's not premeditated, but rather the result of an unexpected mental collapse. If this argument holds up, Carly could be found not guilty, not because nothing happened, but because she wasn't in control of herself. In that case, instead of prison, she would be placed in a psychiatric facility where doctors could help her recover.
This is not a whodunit case. We know who took action on March 19th to bring about the death of Ashley Smylie and the injuries to Heath Smylie. Why did this exceptional child with no history of violence, who was loved by her friends, her teachers, her parents, who had a good home life, who loved her mother, why did she shoot her mom? Why did she shoot at her stepfather?
The defense argues that even Carly's closest friends never suspected she was struggling with any mental health issues. Had they noticed, they say, someone might have stepped in early and prevented this tragedy from ever happening.
Carly's close friends who saw her at school every day were not aware that Carly was suffering from a mental illness. It's hard to look at a person and know that they have a mental illness. That's why it's often referred to as the invisible disease. The events on March 19th were not intentional.
Next, the 911 dispatcher who received Heath's emergency call steps forward to testify. The recording of that call begins to play for everyone in attendance. For Carly, this is a chilling moment. She's hearing the call for the very first time.
What's your wife say? On the floor in that room.
The court then calls Heath Smylie to the witness stand. He speaks about Carly with warmth in his voice, saying she's always seemed like a kind and gentle soul. According to him, it's hard to imagine her being involved in anything this serious.
In all the time that you've known Carly, would you describe her as callous?
No.
Would you describe her as calculating?
No, except with math.
Would you describe her as diabolical?
No.
How would you describe Carly?
She's just a sweet little girl ever since I've known her.
From the moment Carly first met her stepdad, a strong bond began to grow between them. Over time, their connection only deepened. Wanting to show how much she cares, Carly decided to write him a letter for Father's Day. In it, she thanks him for being there, for all the kindness he's shown, and for the way he's treated her like his own.
Like I said, my initial thoughts were she was terrified, scared out of her mind. I still, to this day, don't think she ever even recognized me. Something was wrong there. I don't know what, but something was off.
He explains that when Carly fired the gun and hit him in the shoulder, he managed to wrestle the weapon out of her hands. At first, he was in shock, not from the pain, but from confusion. Carly was in tears, clearly panicked, and he started to believe that she didn't mean to hurt him. In his mind, there must have been someone else in the house, someone who scared her into doing this. With the gun in his hands, he began searching room to room, convinced that an intruder was still lurking somewhere nearby. Following this, he recalls a troubling incident when Carly brought a knife to school, an act that led to her temporary transfer to another school. Both he and Ashley were aware that Carly had been self-harming, and they sought help by taking her to a therapist.
And you don't have any personal knowledge about any medication that was prescribed, do you?
She had been taking one a day. Ashley would have her go get it and make sure she was taking the whatever it was, one a day or whatever. She kept an eye on that.
Right after Heath Smylie finishes his statement, Carly's former psychiatrist steps up to the stand. He's been brought in to explain Carly's mental state, and what he reveals could change everything.
Was there a period of time in which Carly's mental health issues began to be more significant?
Yes.
Can you tell us about that?
So beginning from around the age of 9 or so, what Carly reported was that she began to feel depressed, that the auditory hallucinations, meaning that she was hearing voices, that those continued, that these experiences of feeling like the world wasn't real continued.
The defense team turns attention to Carly's troubled mind, a key part of the defense's argument. According to a psychiatrist, Carly may have been struggling with serious mental health challenges for a long time. These issues, the expert explains, could be rooted in heartbreaking moments from her past, like the painful loss of her little sibling and the emotional impact of her parents' divorce. The defense leans heavily on this explanation, hoping the court will understand just how deeply Carly's past may have affected her actions.
And as I understand it, she'd been cutting herself for about 2 years, so starting around the age of 12, that she would, on a fairly regular basis, make superficial cuts on her thighs as a way to help manage her anxiety and distress. So writing on March 12th, Tuesday, she writes, "I think I had a psychotic break earlier. The whole ordeal was quite silly. I actually spoke with one of the voices in my head."
He opens Carly's journal and begins to read. The entry is from just a week before the shooting. In her own handwriting, Carly describes hearing strange voices that no one else seems to notice. She goes on to say that she's been feeling empty inside, like her emotions have been shut off. She wonders if the pills she's been given for her anxiety might be the cause.
That they were becoming more urgent, more prominent, and she was beginning to worry that they were taking over for her. Now, she told me that the only thing the voices said to her were things that were kind of elitist, like you're better than those people. Like that's the only thing she told me they said.
To wrap up, the psychiatrist is asked whether he believes Carly was mentally capable of distinguishing right from wrong at the time of the shooting, and to explain the overall state of her mind.
I think Carly has a much more severe psychiatric illness than anybody realized.
Do you believe that Carly was able to understand the nature of her conduct and appreciate the difference between right and wrong at the time this incident occurred on March 19th?
I don't think so.
But this is only one psychiatrist's opinion. One expert suggests that her sudden breakdown could be linked to the medications she's taking, but others strongly disagree. They argue that the amount she's prescribed simply isn't enough to trigger such a reaction.
I highly doubt and do not believe that Carly has bipolar disorder. There's a lot of things in these journals, and some of them are concerning. She says, what do I believe? And she writes these tenets down, and one of them says, it's okay to be evil. There is no God. Heaven and hell are fake. Love is important. You don't need family. Writing your own destiny with a check mark beside it.
The words found in her journal raise serious concern. They offer a glimpse into the thoughts she holds before everything unfolds. As the statement wraps up, the state's forensic psychiatrist shares his final conclusion.
So my opinion is that Carly does not meet Mississippi's standard for insanity at the time of the offense, and that she knew the nature, quality, and wrongfulness of her actions during that day.
At last, the courtroom falls silent as the trial comes to an end. Carly Gregg, just 15 years old, stands before the jury. They're about to announce their final decision.
Verdict of the jury is count 1. We, the jury, find the defendant, Carly Madison Gregg, guilty of first-degree murder as charged in the indictment. Count 2. We, the jury, find the defendant, Carly Madison Gregg, guilty of attempted murder as charged in the indictment. Count 3. We, the jury, find the defendant, Carly Madison Gregg, guilty of tampering with evidence as charged in the indictment. Please be seated, Ms. Gregg.
The jury finds her guilty on every count. The judge then sentences her to spend the rest of her life behind bars, with no chance of parole. She's currently staying in a secure facility meant for young people who have committed violent crimes. This place is strictly guarded, and only juveniles with serious offenses are held there. As soon as she reaches the age of 18, she will be transferred to an adult prison facility.